to dismiss the charges rather than ask for a continuance till they could find the body, I think, personally, speaks volumes. What's your thought?
Absolutely. I mean, I have hardly ever seen a judge dismiss or exclude 12 of 14 witnesses. There's your whole trial. It's gone. It's down the toilet. It's completely over. You're not going to win it. I don't see anybody with that, being flat-footed, receiving that judge's ruling from the prosecution's office saying, what we need is just 3 more months. No, you need to go back to the drawing board and figure it out. And the thing about this process that we all cover, in the criminal justice system and civil trials is that there is a process. There are a set of rules. And if you're trying to convict someone of murder, you are obligated to turn over evidence that could prove their innocence. Why would you want to cram through a trial just all of the information that supports your case and not even provide to the defendant any information that could assist them? I mean, that's just cheating. So it's really a fascinating case. And while this person could actually be guilty of the crime of murdering his wife, the prosecution just didn't go about doing it correctly. Luckily, though, when a court dismisses something without prejudice, it means that they can go back to the drawing board, get their evidence together, follow the process that every single prosecutor's office has to follow in this country, and try again. They might want to widen their scope of their view too. And now they've got a $15 million lawsuit breathing down their neck that's going to make it really difficult to redo this lawsuit or to redo this prosecution. So I think it's a really savvy move on the dad's part and a real travesty in terms of following the rules on the prosecution's part.
Yeah, because again, when you charge someone with a crime, Julia, I mean, you are completely and utterly disrupting their life. Folks don't realize what happens to you once, and you're charged with this type of crime. So, the lawsuit makes sense. Not sure he's going to win it or get any money, but it makes sense.
In a high-profile case, no less. Now, I want to talk about the optics of this, because oftentimes when a wife goes missing, we all know the eyes go to that husband, what was going on in their marriage. And then when you have a husband who's not helping with the search or is not giving a plea and getting out in front of it, we say, well, that's suspicious. And in this case, Barry Morphew did some of those things. He initially helped with the search, but then became, the way investigators put it, that he wasn't cooperating. He initially did that television ad that we saw where he's asking for his wife. If you, Holly, were the attorney advising him, not in the criminal defense side of things, but perhaps the one that's representing him in the lawsuit, what would you advise him on doing next? Because it seems like even this GMA, this ABC News interview with his daughters, he's doing what he can to try and repair that reputation.
Absolutely. I think what's happened is that this person could absolutely be guilty of this crime, but he has focused on a mistake made by the prosecution that is negatively impacting him. So he has absolutely shifted the focus of this entire story of his wife's disappearance away from him and on how he is now a victim of the system and of this wrongful prosecution. So from a PR perspective or civil litigation perspective, you really want to highlight that you're the victim of an additional crime or an additional wrong or an injustice. So going on to GMA, continuing to assist in the search or trying to help. If you're innocent, then help everybody out. I can understand why he might not want to cooperate per se with the authorities in full capacity, but that's why you have legal counsel. That's why you have defense counsel.
Yeah, and the judge made them pay on the criminal side, Julia, and now he's trying to make them pay on the civil side.
So, and we see there on the screen some of that evidence that they had, the affair, the fact that he was acting suspicious after her disappearance and moved all of their assets, but at the end of the day, not enough for probable cause for them to keep going with a trial. But Holly, thank you so much for your insight.